How about that? The Phillies beat the Heat and the stuffing out of the Arizona Diamondbacks as we welcome you to Phillies Postgame Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance. Ricky Pitalico, Ben Davis alongside Michael Jack Schmidt in a moment. Ricky Bo, we talked about it in the 7th inning update. When you look at Zack Wheeler, you look at the bats, the 11 hits, 1 through 5 hitters, and all their RBI. They were amazing today, offensively and defensively.
Yeah, I think you'd like to see that in general. You'd like to see that those big guys kind of take over baseball games. We've been waiting for this. We've been talking about this. When's Bryce Harper going to put him on his back? I think he started that. I think he threw that piano up there and said, guys, just start playing the keys and I'll just run us through this thing. And, I mean, 4 hits today, a monster home run by Bryce Harper into the upper tank and right center field. I think the Phillies offense looked like that. That is what I call clicking. Because it wasn't just one player. I mean, you talk about the first 5, they still had 14 hits in the ball game. But the home runs, it's beautiful.
Beautiful. Benny?
Well, you look at what Zack Wheeler did today. 7 ground outs, just 1 fly ball for Zack Wheeler. That means that he was down in the zone. He was out of the middle of the plate. He gave up 2 hits in 7 innings. He was outstanding today. He had everything working. And it's nice to see a veteran guy that knows himself. He was not happy about his last outing. He gave up 8 earned runs to 4 home runs to the Baltimore Orioles. And to come back in the fashion in which he did today, he grinded out and was just stellar. He was that stopper for the Phils in the 2-game losing streak that they had. But nice to see the A's get back in the swing of things.
Let's talk to a former 3-time MVP, the world champion, the greatest third baseman ever. Mike Schmidt across the street called the game today with Tom McCarthy and John Kruk. Thanks for staying and waiting for us, Mike. Let's start with Bryce Harper, because you're a guy who carried your team on his back at times, and this guy's 4 for 5 today, 3 RBI and a home run. Where is he along the arc of greatness for this season, would you say?
Well, I think he's in a great groove right now. These aren't all home runs, but a lot of strikeouts. This is like pounding the ball every time he swings, quality at bat after quality at bat, finding holes, using the entire field, leadership, playing a great first base, in contention right now. If you wanted to name the MVP in the National League right now, he'd be in one of the top 3 for sure. And I think even though Nick got 5 RBIs, I think Bryce in the middle of that batting order in the 3rd hole kind of set the whole thing up.
You know what? You just brought up Nick Castellanos at the end. I want to kind of stick with that. He was struggling coming into this homestand. All of a sudden, he's found something, and he's really pounding the baseball over the ballpark also. What have you seen from Nick?
Well, it was Ricky. It was a good match for him. Their pitcher.
He's a very handsy hitter, much like yourself, and he uses that top hand from time to time. But how important is it for him? You saw the 2 doubles to left center field. How important is it for him to use the whole field in the fashion he did today?
Yeah, sure, for sure. He's doing great against left-handed hitting. I think his batting average is in the 250 range, but he's got a ridiculously good batting average against left-handed pitching right now, compared to the past. And you saw today against left-handed pitching, 2 doubles to left center right out of the chute. I mean, he got on base the first at bat too. I think it might have been hit by a pitch, but first 3 times up, hit by pitch, 2 doubles, left center, and that's a great sign when Kyle feels real comfortable going to left field against left-handers. That's why it's happening for him. He's not rolling over the ball very often. He's staying nice and quiet, and like you said, using that top hand.
The mark of a champion, as you well know, is when they go through a hiccup, they have a bad game, they come back strong to follow it up. And Zack Wheeler did that today. 9 hits and 8 runs allowed in his last start at Baltimore. That's a career high in both those categories. What adjustments did you see for him? I don't know if you got to see the game in Baltimore, but it was shocking, really, when you see someone of his standard and what happened to him, and he dials it right back in today, Mike.
Well, that's a mark of a great pitcher coming off of a bad game for him and turn it into a really, really great outing like he did today. And we talked about him being the stopper, him being one of the great pitchers in the National League. Back in my day, it was Carlton. If we had lost a couple in a row, we had Carlton pitching that day. We knew we were going to break that losing streak. or continue a winning streak, whatever it was. And everybody has a great attitude when your ace is on the mound. Now, I did not see the game that you all were talking about in Baltimore. You know, and it would probably been a good one to miss, but he turned it around like a champion, you know. He did. And you got to have a guy like that to be a great team. And, of course, we also have Nola. We also have Ranger. We got great starting staff, guys.
Not too shabby. I'll tell you what, I got a lot of Michael Jack quotes to go forward with for now. Big one is Mike Schmidt, Harper, top 3 MVP right now. I'm putting that one right above the title.
Oh, no problem.
I know.
No problem. Go right ahead.
I agree with you. And then he will become.
Well, another one in the top 3 is Alec Boehm, right?
He can play a little bit. I'll get a little bit. Yeah, he can play a little bit. All right, my friend. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Michael.
We'll talk to you real soon.
Hey, good with you guys.
All right.
See you next time, man.
Always.
Have a good day.
You too. Mike Schmidt joining us from the booth at CBP 44,000 plus. Another sellout, of course. And hey, the heat's not a little thing either. It's approaching. We had 100 plus in our car thermometers on the way to the game, and you have all played in conditions like that. A stadium is like a heat funnel.
I honestly, I applaud all the fans that went out today because it was tough sledding over there today, boy. And they were able to manage it and have 44,288 folks attend this ball game just to show that kind of support and stay to the end. I tip my cap to them because it was insufferable at times.
It was a walk.
It was a
walk over there.
Well, yeah, you were over there.
Oh, yeah. It was a walk. I'm not kidding you.
All right. You're sitting on a towel.
Just go over there, man. People sweating everywhere. You know you're at a ballpark.
It's beautiful. It really is, except it's only middle of June. It felt like the end of July. End of July. I like him, Ben.
Dream.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Absolute dream.
Why?
Well, because he can do it with all these different pitches, and you know whatever sign he put down, he's going to make a good quality pitch. In his last start, Michael, he threw 64% fastballs, and he even said it afterwards. He said, I think we threw too many fastballs. Today, 49%. So that's a big difference. 15% is a big difference in the ratio of fastballs. But when he needed it, he reached back and threw it. But his off-speed pitches, I agree with Ricky, were outstanding today. And he mixed and matched very, very well. Look at someone like Jock Peterson, who is hitting 297 on the year. Last night went deep off Walker. This guy's he's really having a tremendous year. He punched Peterson out 3 times. And, he's a guy that, power versus power. And Zach got the best of him today. He got the best of pretty much everyone with the exception of 2 guys that had two singles off him.
And I always use get ahead, stay ahead, and finish. And what I don't necessarily mean that like all in one shot, but what you do is quality. You get ahead with a quality pitch. You get more ahead with another quality pitch, and you finish with whatever you want if you're in that quality count. And I thought he was in a lot of good counts today to kind of, you can mess with hitters. You get in 1-2, 0-2 counts, you just mess with them. Yeah. You could have them mind boggled up there.
I love that. Get ahead, stay ahead, and finish. Yeah, the finish part is get them out.
Oh, yeah. The finish part is
get ahead in the count.
When you're sitting out there and you know that you have them kind of puzzled a little bit and you know you have them in your back pocket.
I wonder if Rob Thomson thinks Zack Wheeler pitched well. What do you think? Let's hear from the skipper right now.
Pitched really well. I think he did.
How impressive was it to see Wheeler bounce back the way he did after that goal?
Yeah, it was great. I thought his stuff was excellent. Command was excellent. No walks, very efficient. A lot of soft contact and some strikeouts, so it was good. Good all around. Soto and Ruiz threw the ball really well too. So on the day, no walks, nine strikeouts. That's pretty good. Negative. It's just a contusion. X-ray's negative. We'll just check them tomorrow.
Rob, obviously the home runs, but Schwarber today kind of set the tone, even going first if they're in the first inning. Rare start in left field for him. What did you see from him today?
He's been great. He's getting on base, 380 on base, 385, whatever it is. I think he was on base 4 times today. A couple doubles, hit batsman, and walk, I think. He's been swinging about well, and he's been hitting well against left-handed pitching too, so that's a plus.
I know we've talked about him playing left field potentially to give you guys DH days. It's only second time all year. What's your plan for him right now? Is it still that rare, or might we see this a little more?
Maybe a little bit more. It just depends on the other guys, how they're holding up. And I thought Bomer needed a day off his feet today because, we're going through a lot of aches and pains, just like everybody in baseball right now. So got to make sure that we keep these guys healthy.
Schwarber and Bohm were both taking cuts early this afternoon off what looked like maybe the eye pitch, one of the machines that kind of helps mimic that arm slot for the opposition. They both help open it up today. So ultimately, what benefit do you see guys get off of a tool like that?
Well, we've been doing it for a couple of years now. Early work off the curveball machine, just to create the shape of the whatever breaking pitch it is, whether it's slider or curveball. Sometimes if they have both, we'll switch it up halfway through, just to mimic the shape of the pitch and just to get a look at it. So it seems like it's helped ever since we started doing it. It seems like it's helped.
When you hit 3 of their guys yesterday and then Schwarber gets hit leading off the game, does anything at all go through your mind?
No. I just, left on left. I don't think they want to hit Schwarber to lead off a game. I don't think that anything was intentional today, nor yesterday.
You sense Castellanos has finally kind of found a comfort zone with this?
Yeah, big day from him and Harper. Everybody in the lineup, including the guys that we put in late, got on base. It was a great offensive day. It really was. But Cassie's swinging back great. He's got balance. He's using the field, turning on balls that he needs to turn on. He's swinging about well.
Explanation why sometimes it looks like he tries to pull everything and gets out of whack, and then suddenly it'll drop him.
I think it's all about his base. When he stays balanced, keeps his head still, sees the pitch, then he reacts to it. But when he starts getting off balance, gets his base gets off, that's when his head moves and he has some trouble.
Talked last night about Bryce grounding the tough double play, pressuring on second and third in the Takeoff. Kind of Bryce being Bryce to come out today and have 3 hits and a big home run, bounce back.
Yeah, he's a great player. He just is.
Hot as could be.
Numbers on Bryce Harper. You talked about the 51 stakes. There it is. The OPS below it, 951, 47 runs scored. Oh, how about an on-base percentage with all those power numbers? Look at the OBP, 396. So he's on base almost 40% of the time. Is my math right? I think it is. And the 294 average in 71 games. He's spectacular, and we heard Michael Jack say on his way perhaps to another MVP. He said, I'd say top 3 right now.
He's always been that guy. I mean, he's that guy that at some point during the season, he's going to take off. You're just it's kind of like a plane, it's sitting on the runway. At some point it's going to take off. I look at Bryce Harper in the same exact way. You know what? He has his moments, He won the Player of the Year for May. Did you feel like it? Did you feel it? Because he's probably going to win it for June.
Yeah.
Because he's taken off now. I mean, this is a guy that could put up ridiculous numbers in a month. And he won that without us even paying attention. Think about this. But like when they came out with that, we were like, wow, Bryce Harper, he put up some good numbers that month.
But the scary part about this team is just as Bryce Harper can carry his teammates on his back, if you're Alec Bohm going good, you're doing the same thing. Kyle Schwarber doing the same thing. Trey Turner doing the same thing. They can all do. Castellanos getting into the act. They can all do this to a significant degree. That's a devastating. They're on pace for 107 wins right now, rounded up.
This is a really good ball club with a really good, exceptional lineup. And this is the reason I know they're getting big paychecks. And congratulations to the ownership group, obviously, Middleton and the Bucks, and to going out and getting these guys. But it's one thing to go out and pay someone to be on your ball club. But if they don't perform, they're not getting a return on investment. Well, these guys are getting a return on investment. This ball club is so stinking fun to watch. They're starting pitching, the bullpen, they honestly, they can do it all. And I think you saw a culmination of that today. It's not just 1 or 2 guys. This is top to bottom. And don't forget, they're missing JT Realmuto, best catcher in baseball.
And they were missing Trey Turner, and they were missing Brandon Marsh. And they've got other guys with little injuries as happens. Culmination.
Coming together.
You know it. Here's Bryce Harper in the clubhouse.
I said to come out first inning, jump on them as early as you did, and kind of the way you did early. You homers late, but first inning was just kind of singles, first and third type stuff.
Yeah, I thought we were able to, obviously jump on him pretty well, knowing that Zack was, going to go out there and do his job. So anytime you're able to get something early, especially Will's on the mound, is really good for us. And thought Will's bounced back at that start. Had a great one. So
you kind of expect that from him to bounce back like that?
yeah, I mean, anytime you got a guy that's been around the game for a long time, obviously anything can happen. So I thought he did a great job going out there and establishing the zone, doing a good job of throwing all of his pitches for strikes, and I thought he did a really great job today.
How happy are you to see Castellanos consistently driving the ball, especially with the struggles he's had early in the year?
Yeah, you kind of know what you're going to get out of Nick, and when he gets hot, gets going. It's a lot of fun to watch. I mean, he's a really good hitter. I think his confidence is getting there more and more, and building even more. And we have all the confidence in the world of him to go out there and do his job. And we've seen that over the last couple games, and I'd imagine it keep going for him.
Schwarber's doing a lot more than just hitting home runs. He's getting on base a lot, hits, really kind of setting the table. How impactful is what he's doing this year for you guys as opposed to maybe what he's done in the previous two?
Yeah, it's been huge for us. Anytime you got anybody at the top that can drive runs in or get on base and see a lot of pitches, I think that's a big thing with him. Obviously there's times where he goes up there and he wants to jump on a guy. We all know that, but he does a really good job of seeing a lot of pitches, getting on base, walking, and taking his chances when he knows he can. So he's been really good for us.
And Bryce, seeing him in left field today, what could that mean for you guys, whether it's getting Bowman a day, you a day, eventually JT when he comes back? How big can that be that he's willing to just hop out there for the second time all year?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen very often. I'm kidding. No, it was good to see him back out there. Obviously, he loves to be out there and playing the field, and but he's done such a good job in that DH role, for us. And obviously, once JT gets back, and Bummer having a day or Nicky having a day, it's always good to be able to kind of rotate that spot. But he does such a good job in that spot, in that position. It's a really hard thing to do, and so we found somebody that can actually do it on our team, and I think he's really good at it.
You were pretty good at a DH, though, right?
Yeah, I felt pretty good at it. Yeah, there's times where I tell him I want to tear my Tommy John again so I can do it. Just mess with him.
And what's your reaction to the team signing Sanchez, and how happy are you to see a lot of starting pitchers on this team?
Yeah, well deserved, man. He's done such a great job for us, last couple of years, and finally kind of getting his spot in our rotation and giving him a chance. And he's a homegrown guy too. Obviously he came home from Tampa, but homegrown through our system, and he knows what it's like to be a Philly. He knows what it's like to pitch here. He enjoys pitching here, enjoys being here. So, really good to get a young guy like that locked up, and we're really excited about that in this clubhouse.